Again, after 70, A share hot money super short flag bearer by who is a god, a legend who cannot be copied. Stock career, bankruptcy twice, the poorest, buy a newspaper is not willing to buy. Mother believes his talent, help him loan usury 100,000. As the original capital of the stock market, now personal capital of more than 1 billion. According to Asking Recall, after the futures attack in 1997, I took a break for a few months, but the money was gone. Then I went to work to earn $1,000 and I was not in the mood anymore. What should I do? How to go in the future? I can only go to the stock market. Fortunately, my mother supports me. I managed to borrow about 100,000 yuan. So 98 after the Spring Festival, I killed back. In fact, this is my third time to return to the stock market. The earliest to start from 1994, that year. The index from 1,500 points has been in a classic decline after the market is facing a turn, but we do not know who will rise first. The operation of large amount of money will inevitably be laid out in advance, and we need to open our eyes, waiting for the strongest stock to appear, and then close our eyes to enter. Stock selection is very important, is a decisive premise, but stock selection is not all. Any kind of operation method, even if it is to do a small backdraw of the down channel, as long as it does not participate in any level adjustment, buy in order to make money immediately. This method is short-term. To put it bluntly, do not participate in any nature of sorting. Therefore, in my opinion, Ronzon and other hot money is only a super strong stock, not a real leader. I am professional brothers looking for the leader. We make a lot of money, all in line with such conditions, and the loss of money is basically not in line with the strong do. Why do my catch-up operations all appear in the case of the market has soared? The reason is simple. I can't be sure that the market will continue to rise every time, so I pick the strongest stocks. If the market is still going up, the strongest stocks will make another big move higher. If it doesn't, the strongest stocks usually have a few more days to go. Yes. Exit decisively. At any time, you should only use the other half position if the stock you are trading in is making a quick profit. Do faucets need technology? No. What is needed is courage and determination when facing the battle. If you consistently play the strongest stocks in all stages of the market, then you will naturally be the leader. 1. Be the core of the short side. Only do super strong stocks and wait for the rally. All we need is to keep our eyes open, wait for the strongest stock to emerge, and then enter with our eyes closed. Why do my catch-up moves always occur when the market has already surged? The reason is simple. I can't be sure that the market will continue to rise every time, so I pick the strongest stocks. If the market is still going up, the strongest stocks will make another big move higher. If it doesn't, the strongest stocks usually have a few days left and can exit decisively. My position is like this. When it is confirmed that it is a rally, I advance half a position, rise by the daily limit, and continue to increase my position to the full position the next day to maximize its profit. The day cannot rise limit. The next day choose the high point first out of the callback to do waiting. When waiting, it is also the first half warehouse, and after making profits, it does not add warehouse. After the loss, do not add to the position. 2. What is a dragon tap? Faucet is like this. You buy it today, it let you make money. Tomorrow you continue to buy it, it still goes up. 3. How do you find the dragon head? The faucet is not the size of the plate, but at the start of the timing. As long as it rises continuously ahead of the market and can drive the related stocks to rise, it is the leader. 4. Do you need technology to buy a dragon head? No. What is needed is the courage and determination of the battle. If you consistently play the strongest stocks in all stages of the market, then you will naturally be the leader. 5. How leader stocks are traded. All to do is wait, discover, follow. Specialize in being a gas stock and leading the rally. Wait. It takes absolute patience. Discovery. Need experience to confirm. Follow is the least important buying action. Trading is the result of all analysis, not a random move up or down. Money is safest and most efficient when you are leading stock. Popular stocks are not only hot spots, but also the focus of hot spots. 6. How do you evaluate the leading battle method? The reason why the leading war method is wonderful is that in this market, the letting of different cycles such as the Yangtze River is continuous, crisscrossing, the rhythm is consistent, the dragon sets a short dragon, the dragon is ahead of the dragon, the rise stops treading waves. The letting is like walking on the ground. 7. How to control the position in the short term. My position is like this. When it is confirmed that it is up, the advanced half position, the daily limit, the next day continue to increase the position to the full position so that it's profit maximization. The day cannot rise limit. The next day choose the high point first out of the callback to do waiting. When waiting, it is also the first half warehouse, and after making profits, it does not add warehouse. After the loss, do not add to the position. 8. How to copy the bottom after a big fall. After a classic decline, the market is facing a turn, but we do not know who will rise first. The operation of large amounts of money will inevitably be laid out in advance, and what we need is to open our eyes, wait for the strongest stock to appear, and then enter with our eyes closed. 9. What is the most important thing about super short stock picking? Stock selection is important. It is a decisive prerequisite, but stock selection is not the whole story. Any kind of operation method, even if it is to do a small backdraw of the down channel, as long as it does not participate in any level adjustment, buy in order to make money immediately. This method is short term. To put it bluntly, do not participate in any nature of sorting. 10. Leading is a super strong stock. Super strong stocks, not the real leader. I am the professional brothers looking for the leader. We make a lot of money, all are in line with such conditions, and the loss of money is basically not in line with the strong do. 11. Why do we have to wait for the surge before chasing the leader? Why do I chase up the operation of appear the market has risen in the case? The reason is simple. I can't be sure that the market will continue to rise every time, so I pick the strongest stocks. If the market is still going up, the strongest stocks will make another big move higher. If it doesn't, the strongest stocks usually have a few days left and can exit decisively. 12. When can you add positions? At any time, only if the stock of the half position operation makes a quick profit, the other half position can be used. 13. The first limit is the dragon head. If you think, who is the first limit is the dragon, who sealed the more, who is leading the rise? That is too superficial. Stage leader or stage popularity stocks is often randomly produced rather than some books said. In the market is not the key moment. There will be a few strong stocks. Can become a leader of popularity stocks, depending on whether the stocks have the current easy to be recognized by the market subject matter. This is much more important than the fundamentals. 14. Low how to choose stocks. The first relative low volume of the sun line, or start again after the double dip, must be the volume of the sun line. The emergence of this kind of sun line is a good variety of ultra short line. 15. The market in the down channel, how to avoid risk. The judgment of the market background is the only way to avoid risk. When the index goes down the channel, all the qualified transactions are given up, and it is not wrong. 16. The nature of making money in the stock market. This market is about quick people taking money from slow people. 17. How do you feel about the importance of trends? The power of the trend leads the market to join forces. So in future trading, understand the trend above all else. 18. How do you view market forces? Market synergy is greater than anything else. Short-term capital flows sometimes only play a role in igniting and detonating. Many skyrocketing stocks are started by them, and then they are out of the market long ago, and the result is still rising. In fact, the whole market short-term capital flow has been involved. Catch up with the limit. Most need to pay attention to the focus. Limit board chase board operation. The pursuit of high buy high sell. Frequency is not fast. More than 90% of the operation must end the next day. 20. How to easily reorder. No matter how energetic a trader is, it is impossible to resume all the stocks every day, and there is no need to. Use the good play function. Only need to resume 100 stocks every day. Basically can do to simplify. Grasp the intention of mainstream capital operation. Top hot money asking, a god, to understand the wisdom of the hard method too. No matter the market is good or bad, daily study is essential, especially in the current period, but also to pay close attention to study and meet the next wave. Short-term speculation needs to have a plate effect. Short-term stir-frying in addition to the general trend, there must be a strong plate in order to provide a higher success rate. How to screen self-selected stocks. Pick stocks are to provide actionable candidates, and these targets must be screened from strong sector stocks. 23. How to operate when the plate rotates rapidly. If the plate rotation characteristics are obvious, for the surge and put a large number of stocks, in addition to the plate leader, generally can no longer do attention. Should be a step ahead in thinking. Early intervention in the plate with signs of startup but not a large pull-up. Otherwise, the pace of operation will always be half a beat slower than the market. Capital operations naturally do not work as well as they should. 24. Morning, afternoon, late, generally when to buy stocks. Of the three methods, the morning and the end of the day do the most, and the noon opening do less. 25. Is short-term operation equivalent to frequent operation? It is said that short-term operation is easily reduced to frequent random operation. The success rate is not high. But prepared short-term trading is not the same as random operation. The success rate depends on how well you prepare and study after hours. No pain, no gain. How to view the stocks that quickly rose before the close of the afternoon. The stocks that pulled higher before the close of the afternoon will easily become the intraday high price after the opening of the afternoon. This may be related to institutional trading practices, so try to do as little afternoon trading as possible. 27. Low suction and chase up, which is good. As long as you can understand and can do the right, low suction and chase up are the same. However, in terms of success rate, chase up depends on instant reaction and intuition, while low suction has more rational thinking, so the success rate of low suction is much higher. And from the perspective of long-term earnings, it should be even higher than chase up. 28. How to chase up market hotspots. Chase up market hotspots. It is best to wear 5 antennas on the first volume. Limit variety. How to low suction faucet varieties. Low suction faucet varieties by near the average line. 30. The first principle that short-term speculators must follow. The first principle that short-term speculators must follow is that weak markets do not do, and weak markets do not operate as the best operation. Weak market to understand may not be done right. The principle of market risk is easier said than done. Can do this one is already good. Without the cooperation of the environment, the success rate will be greatly reduced. In the weak market, there is only one market to participate in, that is, the rebound market after the extreme fall. 31. Characteristics of bull and bear markets. 1. The running rhythm of the bull market is slow rise and rapid fall, and the bear market is slow fall and rapid rise. Some people put forward the bull market holding the largest profit. In fact, is the nerd language. The bull market cannot avoid the sharp fall, basically cannot make money. The bull market in a short period of time is not less than the bear market. 2. The bear market fell immeasurably. The stock price was sluggish. The bull market fell a lot. The stock price was active. 3. No matter how big the fall, a bull market always has a lot of stocks that keep hitting new highs. So there's a saying that bull markets do not overshoot but resist. Funds to the boat. There's no continuity in the rise. Changyang is rare, let alone the daily limit. But if you can form a short-term upward trend, do not follow up. Buy its yin line on the line. Forecast the rise and fall of the market. A rise and fall, there are always people out to judge the future market. In fact, it is false sophistication. It's up or down, long or short, meaningless. Judging the market does not need these. To determine the strength of the market is the fundamental operation. In the period when the market is falling, no operation is the best operation. The biggest risk is to cover the fall. It is even greater than the risk of grabbing the rebound. Fall do not do. Rise full position. See the rise list. The forum is often a long and short judgment debate. Professional short-termers need not pay attention. In fact, at the end of the fall, the transaction has begun to continue to enlarge. The strong plate has begun to move upward. And the money-making effect has begun to appear. Although the trend is not yet visible, but through the plate can already see the signs of strong characteristics. While public opinion and stock reviews are still bearish. Professional short-termers can come back from vacation and consider getting in the mood. No matter when to strictly implement their own trading system is super short in the strong. The restrictions of the system can be appropriately relaxed. In the decline must be strict and strict. Leading stocks or dealer control many stocks of speculation or so, and there's no main dealer. Just come out, get the recognition of the market funds, form a market force, just all the way up. When the heavy position, when the light position market is good, I am full position rolling operation because the probability of losing money is small. When not good, should try to light small play. After the market fell sharply, how to operate the market fell sharply came to an end. You can do a rebound market. Stock selection ideas of the bull market stock selection. The bull market ideas should not be oversold, but should be resistant. The market is stable. The market of the varieties of resistance is far greater than the overfall. Resistance varieties are divided into 2 kinds: true resistance, false resistance. True resistance to rise, false resistance to make up for the fall. Want to go first, false breakthrough and then make up for the fall. Can distinguish clearly, all rely on experience, loss of experience. Bull market ideas should not do overfall, but should do resistance. There is a famous saying in the line: look at the market for 3 days, then the rich country. The basis of the alternate day trading operation is simply to look at the 2-day trend. So instead of getting rich, you can just make a little money. The 2-day trend includes looking at the trend of the market and target stocks of the day, looking at the trend of the market and target stocks of the next day, and then pursuing to do the right thing on the basis of looking at the right thing. The main points of short-term operation. The main points of operation are only 2. The weak market holds back. The strong market steps on the rhythm. Short-term customers to master the basic skills. To see the hot skills of short-term customers must master the basic skills. Otherwise, you will always be outside the door. The fundamental reason for the rise and fall of stock prices. The internal cause of the rise and fall of stock prices is the injection and outflow of capital. Growth and high performance are only one factor enticing capital injections, not the whole story. No matter how good the growth and performance, the money will keep flowing out and the stock price will fall. Top hot money asking, a god, to understand the hard method 3. At a certain age, either in the stock market or on the way to the stock market. Here's an example. For example, if you are ordinary people, you do not invest in stocks, and your salary is 5,000 yuan, then your assets will not shrink this year, but the value of listed company bosses has fallen from 10 billion to 5 billion. You do not speculate in the stock market, you still earn 5,000 yuan. Listed company CEOs worth 5 billion. The gap between you is 5,000 yuan to 5 billion. But the economy has changed for the better. Your salary has risen from 5,000 yuan to 7,000 yuan, but the net worth of the CEOs of listed companies has risen from 10 billion yuan to 20 billion yuan. The gap between you is 700 to 20 billion yuan. Look at this gap. So if there is a little spare money, it is recommended to speculate in the stock market. Participate in it. This is the main card, but we don't say it. 41. Always cannot help but haphazard operation. How to do too much haphazard operation is the main factor of the instability of the next day trading income. Therefore, the ultra short-term planning is more and more important, and the planned ultra short-term is more and more in my trading now. Static after-hours stock picking is far more important than dynamic intraday stock picking. The operation has a much higher success rate. 3. Practice more small dishes and then form a set of operating system. Random operation quilt. How to do 1 or 2. The next day immediately correct the mistake. Not entangled with him and then forget him. Again cautious. How to grasp the way of trading as soon as possible. The way of trading there is no shortcut. Can only practice. Otherwise, sell stock experience is not early. There is no shortcut. No secret. Review your gains and losses after hours every day without interruption. How to simply describe the short-term stock buying limit must be active to get good. Such as the stock market when it is not easy to buy casually earn. It is not difficult at all. Make a lot of money and the market is good. To drive fast. Look at the rest. Have a chance to earn some living expenses on 0k. Stock trading is very simple. Individual stocks are active. You chase up. Chase the leading plate on the line. On the contrary, you will look at it. There is a super fall. You grab a walk. Everyone understands the truth, but few people can control their own hands. This is the tragedy. Usually have to predict the market. I only go with the market. Do not predict. Do not manipulate. Everything is subject to intraday trend because we are not gods. Even if you have 80% accuracy, the 20% of the mistakes are likely to wipe out your profits. Technology and mentality, which is more important, inside 10 points. Mentality and control accounted for 7 points. Technology accounted for 3 points. Technical indicators usually mainly look at what technical indicators mainly look at the volume, average line, K line. How to look for potential stocks before the opening. Do not have to look at a large number of stocks. Mainly look at the announcement and then combine with market hotspots to lock the relevant stocks. How to do the rebound of falling stocks is for the rebound of falling stocks. Choose hot strong stocks in the early stage. The principle is not much. How to quickly do the size of money to bow, big money to be stable. Ultra short need to pay attention to what ultra short must be timely profit understanding. Under the premise of stable construction as far as possible to do large volume. When the market is good, I am full of rolling operation. The quality of the ultra short market is mainly through what parameters to judge the amount of money, and the ultra short market is good or bad only one standard: quantity. Bull market is always afraid of high. How to do the market in the bull? Stock speculation is imagination. How bull people? How high the price? Short-term trend and the importance of the stock must borrow to play. 4 or 2 dial 1,000 caddies. Hard drive not the most critical trend. Be sure to do the market highly recognized tickets. Or solo play cannot say no. When the market shrinks, how to do the market in the short term is small. The stock activity is not good. The short term is less. The position should be controlled. Of course, this is for more than millions of short-term funds. Want to become a master? Is talent important? Stock speculation, like art creation, is to have talent. It does not have too much more fixed laws. Often erratic. Buy and sell. Sometimes it is by feeling or sudden inspiration. Of course, this requires long-term focus on the accumulation of. There is no talent. once, and some of the hard work of a lifetime cannot understand the trick. Catch-up stop need to pay attention to what catch-up stop is a very energy-consuming thing. Hands and feet to fast, the response is faster. The average person does not have a year or two of actual combat. It is difficult to be competent. Short stir-fry head, do hot spots, rise and fall first. Very simple truth. You do not understand. Still want to take money from other people's bags. It's not a joke. Always afraid of heights. Dare not go after the head. How to do a lot of market. The general market is like position. This kind of people easy, not tired. Earn more and earn less is okay. The body matters. The psychological barrier of not doing the dragon head is that the dragon head has risen much. Want to do cheap. The facts prove to be wrong. In the downward trend follow-up stop. Follow-up stop. This move can only be used when the market is active and crazy. Once the market falls into consolidation or decline, that is more losers than winners, and it is easy to lose confidence. 60. The ideal account market value curve is what I pursue. Is the kind of account market value rose small back. The kind of state of new highs. Do not pursue big ups and downs at the speed of making money. How to look at the leading main thinking this year. What is the main force? The rise depends on the market force. Quickly change your mind. Top hot money asking. A dodge to understand the Dow hard method 4. Today taking advantage of the holiday day. The market is also performing very well. Short-term mood is also very in place. I wish you all the tickets you hold daily limit. Everyday holiday. Talk about the process of stock market entry to growth. When I first started, I was focused on thinking of tricks and tricks. Indeed, I also felt a little bit of the experience and just caught up with the wave of 5.19. I really made a lot of money. I thought I had found the golden key. How to think of the big drop in 2001 was also with the helmet and abandoned. Later, after half a year of painstaking research, I found out a variety of methods and learned 18 kinds of martial arts. The troops came to block, the water came to the soil flooded. With the passage of time, the experience is more and more rich, and all kinds of skills are familiar to the heart. Gradually to now basically rely on the feeling of stock, although often make mistakes, but can subconsciously admit their mistakes at the first time. So a wave of market down, the victory fruit is basically in. With any luck, funds will keep hitting new highs as the market corrects. Give an overview of the short-term stock market. In stock trading, the most important thing is mentality and control. The problem of stock technology, practice makes perfect. As long as more efforts, hard work, nothing cannot learn. 11. The market is not good to do less, but every day to do. Exercise the sense of the plate so that the market cannot touch the north. In any case, when the market is bad, you can earn some pocket money. 1. The time to attack. Must grasp the critical point of the market and tie. This is the most important. Must borrow the trend of the market. 2. We must recognize the hot spot of the plate. Borrow the potential of the plate, or borrow to make money demonstration effect. 3. The selection of individual stocks compared with the above 2 points is correspondingly simple. That is, the trend of time-sharing chart is stronger than that of similar stocks, and it has the potential to rise by the limit. Rather than follow the trend, it is better to take the initiative to attract others to follow the trend so that their funds are in a relatively favorable price. 4. The same time trend of individual stocks. Some sealed, some cannot be sealed. Some play tens of millions cannot be sealed. Some 2 to 3 million stopped, and the second day of the trend is also good. The key to its success lies in the understanding of the market. Is the problem of the big picture, not the problem of operating skills. In general, do a good job of the first 2 points. Naturally can experience 4 to dial 1,000 pounds feeling. Why insist on doing ultra short line? Super short line I have the most say. The 19th of May 1999 to now the 23rd of July 2006. The capital from hundreds of thousands to tens of millions. Trading volume from 2 to 3 million to 7 or 8 billion. The 100,000 are still borrowed. 1.5 interest. My mother to help me borrow. At that time, the family came up from the countryside, rented a 15 square meter house, made 3 beds, put the gas stove on the balcony, and was often bullied by the landlord and neighbors. Who told you that you have no money? No way off. A 50-cent city newspaper reluctant to buy. Often stand in front of the newsstand to see a while go. Look for a long time. Stall owners will drive people off. At that time, it can be described as hard work. The last fight to do super short should be inspired from Dow Yongan. 96 Shanghai News held a game. He first, Zhao Xiaoyun second. It was like 3 months, and he earned more than 4 times. The average monthly income was 60%. Often bought at the end of the day and sold the next day. I tried it at that time. The effect is not good. There is no time to work. I cannot take care of it. Had to do the long line. When bought a dong to pie, listed to buy. 96 years the market is in full swing. He has not risen. That urge off. Wish to shake his 2 slapped. Fortunately, finally live up to high expectations. Sold the next year to earn more than 4 times. On this job, quit full-time stock. Did not expect to be pulled to do futures 3 months was hit. This year to do it again, or not, lost me and more money. Fortunately, 5. Paid after the market came. A week to bring him back. Or do the stock good off. Safety, package earned. In the future, I won't kill myself to do it. Possibly including stock index futures. He is bad at 1 point. You do no matter how good. Also must not make a big mistake. Once can want your life. You said how to mix with such a boss. And the stock market, as long as you are good enough, even if you make many big mistakes, as long as you have the courage to admit your mistakes in time. In the stock market, the boss will forgive you. The job is still open. The salary is still open, and there is still the chance of a raise. After the futures explosion in 1997, I took a break for a few months, and my money was gone. I was not in the mood to earn thousands of dollars when I went to work again. How to go after the road. Link can only go to the stock market. I'm glad my mom supports me. I managed to scrape together about $100,000. So 98 after the spring festival, I came back. In fact, this is my 3rd time to return to the stock market, the earliest since 1994. That year, when the index fell from 1,500 points to 600 points, the advice on the radio was blowing wildly. It made my blood boil and I couldn't wait to buy it. So I tried to encourage my mother. I said so many words in front of why, mainly to tell everyone, do super short as you can get rich. Especially for professional small scattered people, doing super short may be a best choice. You have a little money, do a medium and long line. The ordinary year double a year is already very good, but it is very difficult for you to do it every year. May I ask how you get rich? Do super short. A year 1 times 2 times casually earned. 5 times 10 times is also possible. The rapid accumulation of capital can be realized in 2 or 3 years. As long as you get started, everything is under control. Unlike the medium and long term, there is too much luck and the gains are out of control. Of course, with more money, it is inevitable to do the middle line, but now you only earn 30% a year, which may be equivalent to 10 times, 20 times the original capital, 10 to 20 times a year, and the 3 years of the divine light only 10 times have blown into the sky. We are not more envy than him.